I'm winding after a long week of doing nothing. This is Told Someone. First question, of course, is from Jonathan Stern. Is there an Australian equivalent of the computer game Oregon Trail? And do you always have party members die of dysentery? Well, of course, look, there's no way of equaling the great game Oregon Trail and all the dying of dysentery because you bought too many bullets. But we did have a real life Oregon Trail. It was called the Bourke and Wills expedition, and what happened was that they got really rich in Melbourne, and they decided to send some explorers to go up north and explore and see what was there. And what happened was they got all the way up to the north of the continent, and then they came back most of the way because they ate some pond weeds and died from niacin deficiency. It's not as glamorous as dysentery. It's just niacin deficiency. I mean, if they cooked the pond weeds the right way, like the Aboriginals did, then they wouldn't have died, and they'd still be alive today, 180 years later. But they didn't, because they didn't listen to them, and they died. Always listen, because otherwise you'll die of niacin deficiency. That's the lesson I would take from that particular computer game that doesn't exist. Next question is from the Irish, at it again. Are you a magician, and if you are, what sort of magic do you practice, and where does the amazing power come from? My amazing power is video editing. Look. Oh, don't speak of that again. I'll speak of it. Oh. Next question. I don't even know what I put up there, because I haven't even thought of editing this yet. It's really late now, but it's daylight savings, so I'm still not tired enough to go to bed or anything. So next question. Heroin with Steez. Would you ever drop kick a drop bear? No, you don't drop kick the drop bear. It only gets them angrier, and they will eat your face again, twice. No. Armand asks, what was the idea of recording the monorail video in the background? I recorded it because it needed to be recorded, otherwise the monorail doesn't exist anymore, so I've got the only monorail in Australia that I know of right now. I'm in it, and it's kind of lonely, but I'm used to it. Matt Yabs, how many sausages would be considered criminal? I need to know. Do you need to know exactly how many? Because if I told you how many was criminal, then I'd be in trouble myself. 17. In certain circumstances. I don't know exactly which circumstances you mean, but, it's not a really good number to have unless they're really tiny chipolatas or really large salamis. Those are the only ways that exactly 17 sausages would not be considered somehow illegal under certain circumstances. Miss Brown, when the going gets tough, where do all of the tough people go? Well, they get going. They get, they go to where it's toughest, I suppose. I don't know where it gets toughest, because I'm not all that tough. If you gather, I'm like, spongy and soft. I'm not very tough at all. So you'd have to ask a tough person, because they're not here, and the going is tough, and they're not here. So I don't know where they are. If you see the tough people, ask them, and you get punched because they don't like questions.
This stop is World Square.
Unless they're asking them. Endochrome asks, skeleton or ghost? Well, I'm already wearing a skeleton. I mean, it's on the inside, but I'm already wearing it, so I'd probably probably ghost. Yeah. Except I am a ghost inside a skeleton with a zombie wrapped around it. Technically speaking. It's getting towards Halloween, and I can mess around with that sort of thing now. Emperor Fabulous asks the last question for the day. Will the mighty, in times to come, look upon your works and despair? Yes. I know I do. I mean, look, I'm trying to get more works done that aren't this, but it's, you know, a little bit difficult. It's like I've got ideas, but they're not ready. Ideas and concepts that are not ready to do yet. And some of them are getting close to actually writing. Well, it's sort of like I'm writing them, but right now, what I'm doing is I'm coming up with excuses to forestall the inevitable me actually making a video that is this. And I've been doing that for well over a year now. And I think it might be time to stop doing that and start doing actual stuff, which is tricky because of inertia. I had this problem at the start. My first year I only did 5 videos, and most of them were low effort. I better start doing something, but I don't know what. Well, I got some ideas, but I'm not saying it because that will lock it in. That's if I told someone for this week. If you'd like to ask me a question, then ask me a question in the question asking place below. Or you can answer this dovetail question, which is on the screen right now. Or you can, give me a hint on what to do, or teach me to swear in a foreign language if you speak that language and you would like to teach me to swear in that language. Or you can ask a question as a dovetail question. You know the drill, probably, if you've seen this like more than once. I'm dangerously talented. I don't have a cool sign-off.